actually like my origin is from Newari family and Tibetan family. So we had like I'm a like from Newari and Tibetan. So my grandfather was Newari, and my grandmother was Tibetan. So the Newari family was very good in dyeing textiles. So what happened was like in old days, my grandfather he traveled from Nepal on horse, you know, on horse and mule and whatever. He had carried a lot of paint. What do you call this? Not sorry, the dyes from here, the dye materials from Kathmandu, and he went to Tibet to do the dyeing, for the wool. So we had, like a place where we used to dye the wool from indigo. So my family's name is known by dyeing the color for the wool. So we are known as Pevutseva. And I was there in Tibet during Cultural Revolution. I was about like maybe 4 to 5 years. So where I can remember the Cultural Revolution in Tibet. So during that time, we had a house and everything there, and my mother was there. My whole family was there. Only my grandfather passed away. So, like I used to see all these textiles, like rolls of textiles during that time. They dye the textiles, and then it used to even come from the Podala for dyeing textiles because we were the best dyer in Lhasa. So from there onwards today, since from my childhood until today, I am, like attached to all these kind of materials and textiles. And they have a great respect because they are woven by the Tibetans, nomads. And then they, kept it very nicely. They used to wear generations to generation. Like one chuba is worn by like generations. And we don't have system of changing clothes like these days. We don't have like a companies, labeled and this and that. We have our own label by work, our compassion work of weaving textiles for our own people, at home, in family. Then, that kind of textile, we used to use. So my journey from that childhood, from that memory until today, when I'm like 62 years old now, and this was the, like age when I was from Tibet. Okay. Yeah. So at this age, I was sent from Tibet, which was 6 years old. I was sent from Tibet to Nepal, and I was smuggled into a truck, by my grandfather because my grandfather had passport and everything, but I'm a child. So at that time, like almost like smuggling a child out, but my grandfather brought me, because we don't have passports for kids. So yeah, I was brought into a textile. I mean, what do you call this truck? Yeah, I always say textile, because I'm a textile artist, sort of. Yeah. So I was put in at the backside of the Chinese truck with my grandfather, and then he had loads of things, and then while traveling like from Lhasa was Nepal, the roads are all dusty, very much dust, and when the truck stops, all the dust comes inside the truck, and you don't see people, only eyes, yeah, because of the dust, and you can smell that petrol of the like gasoline smell also, and the dust, and people don't see who is there, and then they'll say, oh, who's inside, then my grandfather says, I mean, where you're going, and he shows his papers and everything, and I'm not shown there. Okay, I'm inside his like dagam we call it, like a blanket. So yeah, I came to Nepal, and after that I was sent to Darjeeling, Himalayan nursery school, Mrs. Norbu. And from there, then I was sent to North Point in class 1. And I studied only till class 8 because my dad passed away on motorcycle accident. I mean, I studied till class 7 because my dad, when he came here, in Nepal, he passed away on motorcycle accident, and I was the eldest child. So I had to take the responsibility of my whole entire family, my sibling, like brothers, and sister. At that time, I was 18 years old, and at that time, I took the responsibility of every family, and I have to raise them up, and I have to do many struggling in my life, business and everything. So after that, like when my sisters got married, My brother went into monk and everything, and then I got married. Yeah. And my mother is very happy now, but she's in Tibet with my other sister, and she's taking care of herself. uh, I remember my, like my place, my home, and everything, but it's very difficult to merge inside now with the memories of those times, because I can't go back into those times. The memory and the, things that I used to have there is no more, because it's already changed. And I went in 1996 once, the last trip to Tibet. And from there, like when I was coming, then I saw all these, like textiles, the aprons and chubas, torn ones in the snow, just thrown everywhere in Tibet. And I looked at it, and the aprons had beautiful, rainbow color. So I thought, maybe why not I make this rainbow art? Yeah, jadik, you call it jadik in Tibetan. Ja means rainbow. Jadik means, to assemble the rainbow and perform art. So I picked up one textile, and then from there I started my textile art. And I was good in school in art. I used to come first every time till class 7. And after that, when my dad passed on tragedy, then I have to take care of my four, younger, like one brother and three sisters, and my mother, So I had to work very hard, and still, I went through, and I managed everything, because we have Tibetan people and Nepalese people, like Newari mixed family, has very rich tradition, and we have to have a lot of money to do our festivals like Losa, like Bose, and all these things. A heavy amount of weight on a person who's like 18 years old had to carry all the responsibility. And now today, I'm very much proud of myself, because I'm 62 now and I'm still healthy, strong. Yeah. And I would love to perform better art, much more better art, and I would love to see this world very beautiful, like with no pollution, and I like to be more on environment, like greenery. And I myself, I'm vegetarian, and now, like I'm focusing on becoming vegan. It's been 9 months. So yeah, so this is how I go. Thank you.